Zobo business is one of the easiest business you can start from home, and today I will show you how to make this zobo, how to package it, teach you how to calculate your cost and start selling for profits. So let's start the video. First, you need dried zobo leaves. For this, I'm using the smaller size of zobo leaves because they have enough juice in them. So we're going to use pineapple and ginger. You can see the size of ginger, and these are cloves in the nylon. These are the flavors you use to get that beautiful taste. So you wash your pineapple and you're going to peel it. So this is cloves and ginger in this bowl. I've washed and rinsed it perfectly. So I'm going to put it in a large pot. This is the biggest pot I have. So if you have a bigger pot, you can use. And then the peeled pineapple bark, that's what I'm going to add to this pot. The beautiful thing about zobo is that nothing in your pineapple is going to be a waste. You are going to use everything apart from the stalk of the pineapple. So I'm going to add water into this pot and then put this pot on fire. You are going to leave this for about 5 to 10 minutes depending on your boiling point. And then this is the pineapple I want to use. I added ginger to this and I'm going to blend the ginger and the pineapple, and this is what you get after blending. Why I added ginger to this is that it gives it a really nice taste. So this is the water that we added on the pot and it has already reached a boiling point. And then I'm going to rinse my zobo because you want to use clean leaves for your zobo. And if you notice, if you rinse your zobo properly, you see that there are like sandy sediments at the down. You don't want your zobo to have sand in it since you are selling it. And if you want to drink it, come. So I'm going to put the zobo leaves, the washed zobo leaves, into the boiling water, the water that contains all those rich enhancing flavor. We are going for a fruity zobo taste. As you can see in this video, the water is already changing color. That's how you know that yes, your zobo leaves are active. So this has reached boiling point. You can see how it's boiling. The smell that is coming out from this, heaven. So we're going to switch off the gas and then sieve these zobo leaves from the zobo juice. Do you understand? So I'm using a sieve. You can see that sieve is actually porous, but don't worry, I'm taking you through a process. This is a process. So this is the first batch of the zobo. You can see how dark this color is. It actually looks like wine. So I'm using the sieve to remove the excess and leftover zobo leaves in this zobo. I don't want to see any leaves or even taste any leaves in my zobo. So I'm just going to sieve out the remaining juice because we have to take everything out. You don't want to waste anything. If you have gotten to this point of the video, what are you waiting for? Please like, comment and subscribe. So this is the zobo leaves after cooking for the first time, and I'm going to add water to this. We are cooking for the second time. How many times do you think you can cook a zobo leaf for? Because me, I'm cooking for the second time. So leave your answer in the comment section. So I'm going to just repeat the process as what we did in the first batch. So this is the second batch. You can see that it's still dark. This is how you know that yes, your zobo leaves are really good. So when you get to the market, please ask for the small sizes as I showed you earlier in the video of the zobo leaves. It actually carries enough juice. So this is the third time I'm adding water to this pot, and after boiling and sieving this is our zobo. This is the leftover zobo leaves after boiling for 3 times. So you can see we've sucked out all the juice. So I'm going to add the blended pineapple and ginger into the zobo juice. This zobo juice is still hot, so it actually is the perfect time to add everything you want to add so that to incorporate, and anything that needs melting will melt. These are the 3 flavors I'm using for this zobo, so I'm going to add 2. This zobo is actually 10 liters, so I added pineapple and ginger flavor. For this, 2 is okay because the pineapple is really sweet. The back too is sweet. The juice from the pineapple is sweet. So I'm just going to use a turning stick to mix everything together. You mix these well incorporated, and you can also taste to know that, okay, are these flavors good? Is it tasting sweet? To know how you are going to alter your measurements. So this is the zobo. This is another clean bucket. I'm going to sieve out the zobo, and you are doing this because you don't want to see any leaves, anything in this zobo juice. So I'm going to use this sieve. You can see that this sieve is not as porous as the other sieve. This is actually cut out from a cheesecloth. So if you have a cheesecloth, you can use it. You can see that in the sieve there are leftover leaves, and I'm even sure you'll be able to find like the shaft from the pineapple that I blended. So make sure you do this process. Please do not miss the straining process. It makes for a quality zobo. So after straining, this is the remaining shafts. So these are the bottles I'm using for this zobo. Another process you should not miss in making your zobo is washing your bottles. Please and please wash your bottles. Wash them properly. You don't want to give your customers food poisoning, and you don't want to give yourself food poisoning. So you can see that these bottles are well washed, and these are the covers I'm using. You can see that those covers are sealed. So this is the zobo, and this is the washed, clean, sterilized bottle, if I do say so myself. So I'm just going to pour the zobo into the bottle. And again, if you have gotten to this part of the video and you are not subscribed to this channel, I'm on my knees, so please like this video. Leave your comments in the comment section. I would actually try to respond to everybody. So I'm going to use the cover to cover the zobo, and I'm showing you this because this is a new bottle. So if you go to a baking store or any store that is sell plastics, you can get bottles like this, and the covers are actually sealed. So if someone is drinking the zobo, they are opening it for the first time, the cover have never been opened. But if you don't have money to be able to buy new bottles, you can use like bottles you've used, but that means you have to sterilize them really well, put them in hot water and wash them properly. You understand? Another thing you should note in zobo production is that you should allow your zobo juice to cool down properly before bottling it. And why should you do that? It's because when you bottle a cold zobo, it increases the shelf life of the zobo, and your bottle gun will not deform, because if you put hot zobo into a bottle, it can actually spoil the shape of the zobo. So hope you understand. This is our zobo after bottling the cold zobo into it. This is the covers. You can see that they are sealed. They look good as new. This is how you want your zobo to look like. It is not looking faint, it's looking dark, it's looking like wine. Yes, this is a perfect representation of what a zobo should look like. As you can see in the video, I'm demonstrating what a sealed and unsealed bottle cap looks like. So I've opened this, so I'm going to close it again. You can see that it's different from this other one. So you can make your zobo in different sizes. You can make it in 35 cl, 50 cl, or 75 cl. As you can see in this video, I use different sizes of bottles. This is 1.5 liters of zobo. So you can sell your zobo in different sizes depending on what your customers want. So for these bottles, I got 13 zobo plus 1.5 liters of zobo. So for a more professional look, use logo. The logo should include your brand name, your number in which they can reach you, and also your NAFDAC notification number if you have. And this takes your zobo from looking basic to professional. So store your zobo in a fridge. So for the cost breakdown for this zobo, I use zobo leaves 3 cups, which is 500 naira, cloves, ginger flavor, pineapple. For a dozen of this bottle, it costs 1,400 naira, gas 1,000. Each comes to a total of 5,300 naira to make 20 bottles of zobo. So to get your selling price, you have to know your total cost price, which comes at 5,300. So let's say you sell 50 cl bottle of zobo for 400 naira to 500 naira each. So if you sell 20 bottles, you should get 8,000 naira. And if you sell 20 bottles at 500 naira, you should get 10,000. From this illustration, you should be able to know what your profit margin is going to be. Thank you for watching.